The treasure of the San José, the $17 billion galleon found but still hidden. Hey adventure hidden fans. Have you ever imagined discovering a treasure so vast, so legendary, that it's been called the Holy Grail of Shipwrecks? What if I told you that exact treasure worth an estimated $17 billion has been found, but is still locked away in a deep-sea battle for ownership? If you're ready to dive into the true story of the San José Galleon, hit that like button right now. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to join our expeditions into history's most baffling enigmas and lost fortunes. Let's explore. Intro. In the vast, sapphire depths of the Caribbean Sea, off the coast of Colombia, lies a secret that has haunted the dreams of treasure hunters for over 3 centuries. It is the resting place of the San José, a magnificent 17th century Spanish galleon, once the proud flagship of a treasure fleet, now the tomb of an unimaginable fortune. In 1708, during the brutal War of the Spanish Succession, the San José was carrying the entire accumulated wealth of the Viceroyalty of Peru, gold, silver, emeralds, and jewels from the legendary mines of Potosi, when it was intercepted by a British squadron. In a furious battle, the galleon exploded, sinking instantly and taking with it over 600 souls and a treasure now estimated at an astonishing $17 billion. For 307 years, it was considered lost. Then, in 2015, a groundbreaking expedition finally located the Holy Grail of Shipwrecks. But the story doesn't end with discovery. The treasure of the San José remains frustratingly out of reach, locked in a fierce international battle for ownership. This is the story of the San José Galleon, found but still hidden. The legend of the San José begins with an empire at the height of its power and wealth. If you're already captivated by the sheer scale of this lost fortune, make sure to subscribe to Adventure Hidden. We're about to explore the epic age of Spanish galleons and the riches they carried. Your support helps us bring these incredible lost stories to light. Chapter 1. The Golden Age of Galleons, Spain's Floating Fortresses. To understand the immense value and significance of the San José, we must first transport ourselves to the height of the Spanish Empire. From the 16th to the 18th centuries, Spain dominated the seas and controlled vast territories in the Americas, particularly the incredibly rich mines of Mexico and Peru. Gold and silver flowed constantly from the New World to Spain, funding its empire, its wars, and its opulent court. To transport this wealth safely across the perilous Atlantic, Spain developed the Flota de Indias, or the Spanish treasure fleet. These were not just single ships, but entire convoys of merchant vessels protected by powerful warships, primarily the magnificent galleons. These floating fortresses were the lifeline of the Spanish Empire, making them prime targets for rival nations and opportunistic pirates. The San José was a prime example of these majestic vessels. Launched in 1698, it was a 64-gun, 3-masted galleon, designed for both combat and cargo. Weighing over 1,000 tons, it was a formidable sight, bristling with cannons and manned by a large crew. Its primary mission was to serve as the Capitana, the flagship of the Tierra Firme fleet, responsible for collecting treasure from the Viceroyalty of Peru, which encompassed a vast swath of South America. This meant its cargo would include the output of the legendary silver mines of Potosi, modern-day Bolivia, which supplied a significant portion of the world's silver for centuries, as well as gold from various regions and precious jewels, particularly emeralds from Colombia. By 1708, Spain was embroiled in the War of the Spanish Succession, a devastating European conflict that had drawn in major powers like Great Britain, France, and Austria. Control of the lucrative Spanish trade routes and its vast American territories was a key objective for all sides. It was against this backdrop of global conflict that the San José, laden with the accumulated wealth of an entire viceroyalty, prepared for its fateful journey. Its voyage would not be a mere transit, it would become a battle for the very lifeline of an empire. Chapter 2. The $17 billion cargo, a fortune beyond imagination. The treasure aboard the San José was not just immense, it was truly staggering, representing the peak of Spanish colonial wealth. As the flagship of the Tierra Firme fleet, it was designated to carry the most valuable portion of the empire's riches back to Spain. The cargo originated from various sources across the Viceroyalty of Peru, collected at its main port of Callao, before being transported to Portobelo, modern-day Panama, for the final leg across the Atlantic. What was loaded onto the San José included gold coins, thousands upon thousands of doubloons and escudos, minted from the purest gold from South American mines, silver coins and ingots, an overwhelming quantity of silver primarily from the legendary Potosi mines, processed into vast piles of coins and heavy ingots. Colombian emeralds. Some of the largest and most pristine emeralds in the world, mined from the rich deposits of what is now Colombia. These emeralds would be worth untold millions on their own. Precious jewels. Beyond emeralds there were likely diamonds, rubies and other valuable gemstones, both loose and set in elaborate jewelry. Native artifacts. Some accounts suggest there were also pre-Columbian artifacts of gold and silver taken from indigenous cultures. Estimating the modern value of this treasure is challenging, as it depends on current commodity prices, the rarity of the specific coins and jewels, and the immense historical and cultural value of the artifacts. However, various experts and analyses, including those from the Colombian government, have placed the value of the San José's cargo at an astonishing $17 billion. This makes it, by far, one of the richest, if not the richest, single shipwrecks ever discovered. To put $17 billion into perspective, consider that the famous Nuestra Señora de Atacha, found off Florida, yielded hundreds of millions, while the Flor de la Mar, still lost, is estimated at $2 to $9 billion. The San José far surpasses these. It was a king's ransom, designed to keep a global empire afloat during a time of war. The loss of such a colossal fortune would not only be a financial disaster but a severe blow to Spain's military capabilities and global standing. This extraordinary cargo makes the San José truly the holy grail of shipwrecks, and explains why its discovery sent shockwaves around the world. Chapter 3. The Battle of Barú, a Clash of Empires. In the early months of 1708, the San José, serving as the flagship, joined the Tierra Firme fleet in Portobello, Panama. There, it loaded its unprecedented cargo of riches and prepared for the dangerous journey across the Caribbean. The fleet's destination was Cartagena de Indias, modern-day Colombia, where it would rendezvous with another fleet before making the transatlantic crossing to Spain. However, the British were keenly aware of the treasure fleet's movements. Their objective was clear: intercept and capture the wealth that was funding Spain's war efforts. A British squadron, commanded by Commodore Charles Wager, consisting of 4 warships, lay in wait. On June 8, 1708, near the Barú Peninsula off the coast of Cartagena, the two fleets finally encountered each other. The Spanish convoy consisted of 17 ships, but only 3 were heavily armed galleons protecting the treasure: the San José flagship, the San Joaquin and the Santa Cruz. Wager's squadron, though smaller in number, comprised well-armed and experienced British warships, including his flagship, the 64-gun Expedition. The battle was fierce. Wager specifically targeted the Spanish flagships, knowing they carried the bulk of the treasure. The San José engaged in a brutal broadside exchange with the Expedition. Cannons roared and smoke filled the air as the two mighty ships pounded each other. The battle continued for hours, a desperate struggle for the colossal fortune contained within the San José's hull. As the sun began to set, the San José was severely damaged, its rigging torn and its hull breached. Accounts from surviving Spanish crew members and British logs paint a dramatic picture. The fate of the San José was sealed, not by a final cannon shot from the British, but by a catastrophic internal event. Chapter 4. The Sinking and Explosive End. The Battle of Barú reached its climax with a sudden, devastating catastrophe for the San José. After several hours of intense fighting, as the British flagship Expedition continued to pound the San José, something went terribly wrong on the Spanish galleon. Around sunset on that fateful June 8, 1708, the San José suffered a massive, internal explosion. Eyewitness accounts from other Spanish ships and the British squadron described a huge fireball erupting from the galleon, followed by its rapid descent into the sea. The precise cause of the explosion is not definitively known, but the most widely accepted theory is that a British cannonball, or multiple shots, penetrated the galleon's hull and ignited its powder magazine. With hundreds of barrels of gunpowder on board, the resulting blast would have been immense and instantaneous. The explosion tore the magnificent ship apart. The San José sank almost immediately, plunging to the seabed with its invaluable cargo and almost all of its crew. Out of an estimated 600 to 650 people on board, including sailors, soldiers, and passengers, only 11 survived. The rest were either killed in the explosion, drowned, or succumbed to their injuries in the turbulent waters. This made it one of the most tragic losses of life in a single shipwreck in history. The San Joaquin, another treasure galleon, managed to escape the battle, badly damaged but still afloat, carrying a lesser but still significant portion of the fleet's treasure. The Santa Cruz, however, also sank, though its treasure was mostly recovered by Spain later. But the vast majority of the fleet's riches, concentrated on the San José, disappeared without a trace, swallowed by the depths of the Caribbean. The San José had successfully prevented its treasure from falling into British hands, but at a catastrophic cost. The location of its final resting place would remain one of the most enduring mysteries of the sea for over 3 centuries. Imagine being one of those 11 survivors, watching a $17 billion fortune vanish beneath the waves. Do you think anyone truly knew where it landed? Let us know your theories in the comments below. And if you're as gripped by this legend of lost billions as we are, please take a moment to like this video and share it with fellow treasure hunters and history buffs. Your engagement helps us dive deeper into these incredible mysteries. Chapter 5. 3 Centuries Lost, The Quest for the Holy Grail. For over 300 years, the San José Galleon remained lost to history, its $17 billion treasure becoming the stuff of legend. It earned the moniker the Holy Grail of Shipwrecks, due to the immense value of its cargo and the sheer difficulty of finding it in the vast, deep waters off the Colombian coast. Numerous expeditions, both private and governmental, attempted to locate the wreck. The search was notoriously challenging due to deep waters. The suspected area off Barú is in depths far greater than what early salvage technology could comfortably reach. Vague historical records. While the general area of the battle was known, the precise sinking location of a ship that exploded and rapidly broke apart was elusive. Shifting seabed. Strong currents and seismic activity can bury or move wreckages over centuries, making detection difficult. The scale of the search area. The Caribbean Sea is vast, and pinpointing a single wreck requires immense resources and luck. One of the most persistent and ultimately controversial figures in the search was the American salvage company Sea Search Armada, SSA. In the early 1980s, SSA claimed to have found the wreck based on anomalies detected by their sonar equipment. They initiated legal proceedings against the Colombian government, seeking a share of the treasure under salvage law. The exact details of their claim and whether it was the San José or another wreck became entangled in decades of legal battles. Colombia, however, consistently asserted its ownership over any cultural heritage found within its waters, rejecting the idea of commercial salvage of what it considered a national patrimony. This legal struggle between SSA and the Colombian government would drag on for decades, highlighting the complex international laws and ethical dilemmas surrounding deep-sea treasure. Despite SSA's claims, the Colombian government never officially recognized their find as the San José, nor did they allow any salvage operations. The Holy Grail remained lost, fueling rumors, inspiring more searches, and becoming an iconic symbol of unreachable wealth. That is, until a secret high-tech operation in the mid-2010s changed everything. Chapter 6. The Historic Discovery, Finding the Unfindable, 2015. The breakthrough came in 2015, thanks to a highly secretive, multinational operation orchestrated by the Colombian government, working with the Colombian Navy and international experts. Unlike previous, more public efforts, this was a covert, meticulously planned deep-sea search utilizing cutting-edge technology. The discovery was made on November 27, 2015, but was kept secret by the Colombian government until a major public announcement in December 2015 by then-President Juan Manuel Santos. Key to the discovery was the use of autonomous underwater vehicles AUVs, and remotely operated vehicles ROVs, equipped with advanced sonar and high-resolution cameras. These uncrewed submersibles could survey vast areas of the deep seabed, far beyond the reach of human divers, with incredible precision. The AUVs methodically mapped the seafloor, identifying anomalies that might indicate a shipwreck. Once a promising target was found, ROVs were deployed for visual confirmation. The identifying features that confirmed it was the San José were incredibly specific. Dolphins carved on the bronze cannons. These distinctive carvings were unique to the San José and its sister ship, the San Joaquin. China porcelain and pottery. Recovered artifacts provided further confirmation. The immense size and layout of the wreckage, consistent with a 64-gun galleon. The scattered cargo. Visual confirmation of gold doubloons, silver ingots, and precious emeralds lying on the seabed, exactly as historical accounts described the San José's cargo. The wreck was found at a depth of nearly 600 meters, 2,000 feet, far deeper than most previous treasure hunting expeditions could effectively operate. This depth further explains why it remained elusive for so long. The discovery was not a lucky find, but the culmination of sophisticated technology, meticulous planning, and leveraging new intelligence that narrowed the search area. The finding of the San José was a monumental achievement in maritime archaeology and exploration. However, the discovery immediately reignited the fierce legal and ethical battles that had simmered for decades, shifting the focus from where is it, to who owns it and what happens next? Chapter 7, The Billion-Dollar Battle, Found but Still Hidden. The 2015 discovery of the San José, confirmed by undeniable visual evidence of its staggering treasure, immediately plunged the wreck into a complex and heated international dispute. The Holy Grail of Shipwrecks was found, but its $17 billion fortune remained tantalizingly out of reach, locked in a battle for ownership. The primary claimants are Colombia. Claim: Colombia asserts absolute sovereignty over the wreck, arguing it lies within its territorial waters and represents its national cultural heritage. The Colombian constitution and laws declare all archaeological finds in its waters as state property. They view the wreck as an invaluable historical archive that must be protected and studied, not commercially exploited. Action: the Colombian government has taken great measures to protect the site's exact location, classifying it as a state secret. They plan to eventually build a museum and a conservation laboratory to house and preserve the artifacts, but recovery would be a lengthy, costly, and complex process done under their strict control. Spain. Claim: Spain argues that the San José was a Spanish state vessel, a warship flying the Spanish flag at the time of its sinking. Under international maritime law, particularly the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, sovereign immunity could apply to warships, meaning they remain the property of the flag state regardless of where they sink. Spain views the wreck as part of its cultural heritage and a grave for its fallen sailors. Action: Spain has formally requested access to the site and has expressed a desire for a joint archaeological mission with Colombia, emphasizing conservation and historical study rather than commercial salvage. See Search Armada, SSA. Claim: The American salvage company that claimed to have found the wreck in the 1980s, despite never providing conclusive evidence recognized by Colombia, maintains a legal claim to a significant percentage of the treasure, originally 50%. They argue their initial discovery and legal work should entitle them to a share. Action: SSA has pursued their claims through U.S. and international courts for decades, adding immense legal complexity to the situation. Indigenous claimants. Claim: Less prominent but ethically significant are potential claims from indigenous communities, like the Cara Cara Nation in Bolivia, whose ancestral lands yielded much of the gold and silver that formed the San José's cargo. They argue that the wealth was extracted under colonial subjugation and should be returned to its origins. The found but still hidden status. The legal quagmire ensures that despite its discovery, the San José's treasure remains largely untouchable. Any attempt at recovery would face immediate international backlash and legal challenges. The depth of the wreck also means recovery would be astronomically expensive, requiring billions of dollars in investment, which further complicates any decision, especially if there's no clear path to ownership and commercial return. For now, the San José rests in its deep-sea tomb, no longer lost, but still very much hidden from the world, awaiting a resolution to the monumental multi-billion-dollar debate surrounding its fate. Chapter 8. Heritage versus Riches, What Comes Next? The discovery of the San José has ignited a profound global debate that goes far beyond mere financial gain. It forces humanity to confront the complex ethical and legal questions surrounding deep-sea shipwrecks, particularly those of immense historical and cultural significance. The core tension lies between the allure of incredible riches and the imperative of preserving cultural heritage. The treasure hunter versus archaeological approach. Treasure hunters, commercial salvage, typically prioritize the recovery of high-value artifacts, gold, silver, jewels, for commercial sale. Their primary motive is profit. Archaeologists/governments, cultural heritage prioritize the scientific study, preservation, and interpretation of the entire wreck site as a historical capsule. Every artifact, even a broken piece of pottery, tells a story. The site itself is a time capsule, and its context is paramount. The Colombian government, supported by many international archaeological bodies, has firmly adopted the cultural heritage approach for the San José. They view it as an underwater museum, a testament to Spain's colonial past and Colombia's identity. They emphasize that commercial exploitation would destroy the archaeological context and violate ethical norms. The future of the San José. What comes next for the San José is uncertain, but possibilities include in situ preservation, leaving the wreck on the seabed, protected and monitored, as an underwater historical site. This would prevent damage during recovery but would mean the public couldn't view the artifacts. Phased scientific recovery. A long-term, extremely costly project undertaken by Colombia, possibly with international partners, for purely scientific and conservation purposes. This would involve meticulous excavation, preservation of artifacts in a controlled environment, and eventual display in a national museum. This is Colombia's stated goal. International agreement. A potential, though currently unlikely, agreement between Colombia, Spain, and possibly other claimants to share access, conservation responsibilities, or even the artifacts themselves. Legal resolution. Years or even decades of continued legal battles in international courts, delaying any practical action. For now, the San José remains undisturbed, a ghostly monument to a dramatic naval battle and a testament to an empire's lost wealth. Its $17 billion treasure continues to guard its secrets in the deep, a tantalizing symbol of human ambition and the complex moral dilemmas of modern discovery. The Holy Grail of Shipwrecks has been found, but the greatest adventure, that of finally bringing its story and treasures to light, still lies ahead. From the glittering riches of colonial Peru to the dramatic depths of the Caribbean, the San José Galleon stands as one of history's most epic sagas of lost wealth. Its explosive end in the Battle of Barú plunged an unthinkable $17 billion treasure into the abyss, creating a legend that endured for centuries. Now found, this Holy Grail of Shipwrecks presents a new challenge, a fierce international battle over ownership and destiny. Is it a historical artifact to be preserved, or a vast fortune to be salvaged? The San José may be located, but its ultimate fate, and whether its colossal treasure will ever rise from the deep, remains a mystery, locked beneath the waves, a silent testament to a hidden world of immense riches and complex truths. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of the world's most captivating lost treasures. If the legend of the San José captivated your imagination, please like this video and share it with fellow explorers of lost wonders. And for more thrilling journeys into hidden riches, ancient mysteries, and unsolved enigmas, don't forget to subscribe to Adventure Hidden. Until our next adventure, stay curious and keep searching for the truth.